right, let's talk about the upcoming 2026 Honda Civic. Because if you thought Honda was just going to play it safe again, yeah, not this time. So picture this. Honda taking one of the most trusted, best-selling cars on the planet and giving it just enough attitude to feel fresh, modern, and honestly a little more grown up. The 2026 Civic isn't a full redesign, but it does feel like a confident evolution. From the outside, the design is cleaner and sharper, with slimmer headlights, a wider-looking stance, and a front end that feels more premium than before. It still looks unmistakably like a Civic, but there's more presence now, more "I know what I'm doing" energy. Around the sides and rear, Honda seems to be leaning into subtle sportiness rather than flashy tricks. The lines are smoother, the proportions feel more balanced, and depending on the trim, you might see darker accents and new wheel designs that give it a slightly more aggressive look. Nothing over the top, just refined. Now let's talk about the big headline, the hybrid powertrain. This is where the 2026 Civic really steps into the future. Honda's hybrid tech has always been about smoothness and real-world efficiency, not gimmicks, and that carries over here. The hybrid Civic is expected to feel quick off the line, super quiet around town, and incredibly easy to live with. You're not thinking about batteries or motors while driving. It just feels like a better Civic that happens to save you money at the pump. For daily driving, commuting, and city traffic, this could be one of the best balanced setups in the segment. Gas-only versions are still expected to stick around too, especially for buyers who want affordability and simplicity. Honda knows its audience, and it's clearly not forcing everyone into one direction. Now here's something interesting. Off-road and rugged-inspired features. No, this isn't turning into a mini SUV, but Honda is rumored to be giving certain trims a slightly tougher personality. Think raised ride height by a small margin, drive modes for rough roads or bad weather, and protective cladding for people who deal with broken pavement, dirt roads, or unpredictable conditions. It's less about rock crawling and more about confidence when the road gets sketchy. For a Civic, that's kind of a big deal. Step inside, and honestly, this is where Honda keeps winning. The interior is expected to feel even more refined, with better materials, a cleaner dashboard, and an upgraded infotainment system that's faster and easier to use. The screens aren't trying to overwhelm you. They're just there, doing their job. Physical buttons are still around for the important stuff, which is something a lot of people will appreciate. Seating comfort should improve slightly, cabin noise should be lower, and overall it feels like Honda is pushing the Civic closer to entry-level luxury without forgetting its budget-friendly roots. It's practical, comfortable, and modern, which is kind of the Civic formula perfected. Now let's talk money, because that's always the real question. Pricing is expected to start slightly higher than the current model, which makes sense with the updates and new tech. The hybrid will cost more upfront, but the fuel savings could easily balance that out over time. Compared to rivals, the Civic still looks like a strong value, especially when you factor in reliability and resale value. When you compare the 2026 Civic to older generations, the difference is clear. Older Civics were all about simplicity and efficiency. This one still has that DNA, but now it adds refinement, smarter tech, and a more confident design. It feels like Honda saying, yeah, we know this car matters. So whether you're a longtime Civic fan or someone who's never really considered one before, the 2026 Honda Civic is shaping up to be more than just another update. It's familiar but smarter, practical but exciting, and honestly, it might just be one of the most well-rounded compact cars Honda has ever built. If this is the direction the Civic is going, the future looks pretty solid.